Hey, what's up? I have a May reading wrap up today, so I'm just gonna start because I have nothing else to say. Okay, well the first thing I read was Believe Me, but I counted that in last month's. I counted that in April because it was part of the Shadow Me series. The next thing that I read other than that was God of Pain by Rena Kent. I gave it 3 stars. So for this book, for the first like half of it, I was like, I don't know. And then the second half was like a lot more exciting. So I didn't really love the characters in God of Pain. Creighton and Annika both kind of annoyed me. I didn't really like their personalities and I didn't really love their relationship together, I guess. The second half of it was exciting and interesting. The first half of it was just really not my thing and it took me a long time to get through. So this was 3 stars. It's still Rena Kent, so it's still like easy to read and stuff. So I couldn't really give it any less than that because I still kind of like enjoyed it based on the writing and like the side characters and stuff. So excuse me. Then I read Watch Me, which is the first book in the Shadow Me New Republic, which is set 10 years after the original series. This one follows James, who in the original series is like 11. In this, he's like 21, I think. And it also follows Rosabelle, who isn't in the original series. And this I really, really liked. This was very exciting and intriguing, and I really wanted to keep reading it when I was not reading it. Like, to illustrate what I mean, well, not to illustrate because I'm not about to draw anything. Basically, when I was reading this, if I had to put it down to go do something else, I wanted to read it again. Whereas right now I'm reading Starside and that I kind of just like want it to be over. Like, I don't know if it's like that's the difference for me between like dystopian and fantasy. Is like dystopian, I'm like, I'm addicted and I want to keep reading, and fantasy is usually more like it feels like more of a task to get through, or if it's just because the middle of Starside is kind of slow. But that's just where I'm at the moment. So this I rated 4.5 stars. And I really, really loved it. It didn't have like a clear resolution or anything. So like this was like, it's the first in a series, so it's kind of setting a lot of things up and introducing to characters and stuff. So that's why it wasn't like 5 stars, but based on the characters and like it was pretty funny. Like, I love James. He's so, I don't know, I love his character. So that was 4.5. Then I also read Release Me, which is the second book in the same series. And this one I rated 5 stars because it was amazing. I really, really love this. It has a lot of different points of view. The other one is mostly just Rosabelle and James, and this one has Warner's point of view as well. So that's pretty cool. It's very much, I think it's better written than the original series. I don't know, it was very exciting and interesting, and I really like the characters. I like the way they interact with each other. It's just it was just so good, and there's a lot of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just amazing. Like, you should just read it. If you like dystopian stuff with a little bit of fantasy in it, and it was really funny as well. There was so many things that just made me be like, 5 stars for Release Me. That is amazing. And then I read Ward D by Frida McFadden. I love Frida McFadden thrillers. They're so good. This is really intriguing. This is a very scary book. It was really good. It got me. I liked the twist. I really liked the story. It was really interesting. I gave this 3.5. It wasn't my favorite thriller ever, but it was pretty good, and I read it really quickly, and yeah, it's set in a psych ward. That's really all you need to know. Stuff happens, things go down. It's good. I liked it. I read this and I liked it. I read Haunting Adeline and I rated it 4.5 stars. This is a little questionable, but I didn't mind it. I'm not someone who, you know, has moral dilemmas with fiction because it's fiction, and that is just my opinion. If that's not your opinion, that's fine. Just, you know, you can share your opinion from your own mouth, etc. We know about this. We know what it's about. It was good. I think that the characters were interesting. I think the story was interesting. So I gave it 4.5. And then I read Hunting Adeline because that ended on a cliffhanger, and this continues on like right where it left off, and this I rated 4.5 as well. I do think that I should change. Maybe I think Haunting is a 4.25 and this is a 4.5, or maybe that's a 4.5 and this is a 4.75. I did like Hunting better, I think, because the whole thing where she's at in this was very... what is the word? The situation she's caught up in the first half of this book is... like, that was a really interesting storyline, and I thought that that was really, like, it's obviously awful and very traumatizing, but it was a really good storyline, and it kind of was very interesting to read about, as messed up as it is. I had to know what happened, and I kept reading and I kept reading, and it was an enjoyable read. Not an enjoyable read like, oh my god, I'm having so much fun, but enjoyable like I'm like deep into it, and like I'm just thinking about it and I want to know what happens. So that was really good. And then after that I read Where's Molly, which is a spin-off from the Cat and Mouse duet, and this is like a novella length book, a little novella spin-off from the Cat and Mouse duet, and this I rated 3.75. It's not long enough to get like a better rating, but it was pretty good, but it wasn't amazing. It was just... it did tie some things up nicely, so it kind of like brought things together and gave you a few answers, so that was really cool, and I liked it. Okay, I had one audiobook this month, last month. Filming this in July. So last month I read I listened to an audiobook. I don't really like audiobooks, so meh. But I listened to Little Stranger by Lee Rivers, and I gave it 3.25 because it was interesting and I wanted to know what happened, but at the same time, it did irk me. I didn't really like the FMC. Olivia did bother me. She was pretty annoying, and I think I just was annoyed by the audiobook in general. I think I've tried to listen to other audiobooks also, and I think I just don't like voice actors, like any of them. And I've heard other people say that certain audiobooks are really good and this and that, but I think I just like to hear characters how I would make them sound in my head. So I don't think I will ever like an audiobook just purely based upon that, because I feel like having other people's voices, giving the character a voice, kind of distorts it for me, and I can make the characters almost like I can mentally make the characters more likable if I choose their tone in my head or whatever. That's just a me problem. So, but yeah, 3.25. It was interesting. It was like too spicy for me. I don't know. It wasn't the best, but it also wasn't the worst. There were some things that I liked about it, and there were some things that I was just like, oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about that. And then the next thing I read was Lover by B. Northwick. This, I don't know if I said any of the other authors. This is a little novella, like a little companion novella to the book The Cruel Dark, which I read, it was either, I think it was January maybe, and this is basically a recounting of events from the male character's POV. So the original book is completely in the FMC's POV, and this is in the MMC's POV, and you can't read this before you read the other one, and you can't read it at the same time, because there is like a thriller level twist in the Cruel Dark, and this would ruin it. So this is a really good thing to read after that, because then you get his perspective and it's like really interesting. So I did really like this. I gave it 4.5. I gave the Cruel Dark 5 stars when I read that. So this is really good, and yeah, it like just ties things up nicely. It's really interesting. And then the last thing I read, which technically I did finish this on like the 1st of June, but I'm counting it in May because I read like that much of it in May and like that much of it in June. So I read The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden, and I loved it. It was really good. So there's that. I gave it 4 stars. And it's, I don't know if I want to say it's better than the first one. It's definitely as good as the first one. They're like equal. The first one has like the initial shock, and this one also got me. Like, I don't know, like, it just, the thing with thrillers is, even though you might be like, oh, I know that there's gonna be a twist, I never, like, I don't know if other people are smarter than me or what, but I never think of the twist before it happens. So yeah, like every time I'm surprised. So I really love this. I love Frida McFadden. I love thrillers in general. This was really good and I enjoyed it. And now I'm in a thriller mood. So even though, okay, that was, by the way, that's the last thing that I read. So that was everything I read in May. Woohoo! Just as a side note, I'm gonna read The Inmate today by Frida McFadden. This is my plan for the day. I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna continue reading this because how far am I? Let's see. That's how far I am through it. So I have that much to go. And I've been reading this for literally like a whole week and it's taking me so long. It's not that long. It's like 500 pages, which yeah, it's lengthy, but it's not that lengthy. I'm at page 292 out of like 500. It is good. Like I'm not saying it's bad. I do like it. I'm enjoying it, but I'm just finding it slow to get through. But I wanted to try and read it, like to try and finish it last night and I got like not even 100 pages further. So that's interesting. But I feel like it's gonna like pick up at the end. The middle of it is kind of giving repetitive energy. It's kind of just like, we're walking and then I almost die, we're walking and then I almost die, we're walking and then I almost die. But I'm really excited to read The Inmate because I will smash this out today. My June TBR, let's go. I'm so excited. I'm gonna start with what I'm reading today. So we just talked about this. I'm gonna read The Inmate by Frida McFadden today. I'm going to finish Starside by Alex Astor and I'm gonna hope that I love the rest of it. After I finish those, I'm going to read Bourbon and Lies by Victoria Wilder. This is my book club read, so we're gonna annotate and compare notes and stuff, so that's gonna be really cute. So that is on the June TBR as well. Okay, I think I will read The Reaper by Runix because I need to continue this series. I haven't read anything from it in a while. Obviously I'm not using any kind of anything to determine this. I'm just picking things that I feel like I want to read. I'm going to read Bittersweet Memories by Katerina Mora because I saw that Yana really loved this and she gave it like 5 or 6 stars or something, and then Larry hated it and DNF'd it, and then Mariana like liked it at first and then hated it. So that was just so intriguing to me and I feel like I might like it, and even if I don't like it, I feel like it will be interesting enough for me to get through pretty easily. So I might leave it at that for the TBR because I want some wiggle room to decide what else I want to read. I am a mood reader, so if I don't feel like reading something, I'm not gonna read it, and these are just things that I know will be easy to read, so that is going to be my TBR. So we have those. That's what I'm reading in June. That was everything I read in May and the 5 books that I want to definitely read in June. If you watched this entire video, thanks! If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! I took this girl, nigga really wanna fight me. Ordering this bottle, now you started getting pricey. No be my fault, or this killer just did like me, white me. Rumor has it cause I leave that piping lighting. She like it more in the darkness, busy cause I'm madness. She calling me, oh, I'm saying right, girl, you know